So this video is for HumminGuru ultrasonic owners, or those perhaps thinking of buying one and adding ultrasonic to their record cleaning process. If you've got one of these machines and you take it straight out of the box and just use distilled water, you might be disappointed with the results. So I'm going to explain today how you can improve the results with a HumminGuru and perhaps add it to the mix to get the very best out of the machine. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. As many subscribers will know that watch this channel regularly, I own a degritter. I'm lucky enough to own one of those. I think they're absolutely superb. I think it's one of the best record cleaning machines I've ever tried. But admittedly, it is very expensive. So I understand why and what the draw is of a HumminGuru. I own one of those as well, and I've reviewed that on this channel. So I have direct experience with both machines. When I first got the HumminGuru, the instructions actually told me just to use distilled water. The thing is, if you just use distilled water on a record, that distilled water cannot break the surface tension of the record, and it just bubbles and sits on the record surface. Take a look at this clip that demonstrates exactly what happens if you use purely just distilled water with a HumminGuru machine, or any other machine for that matter. As you can see, the water is just pooling all over this record, and the coverage overall is very inconsistent. As you can see, we need something to break the surface tension of that distilled water, and this is where some sort of surfactant comes into the process. Look what happens to the behaviour of the water when I add just one tiny drop of this G-Sonic formula from GrooveWasher to the HumminGuru tank. Just one tiny drop. The surface water tension has completely broken, creating a nice even film across the entire record surface. This is exactly what we want to see to penetrate the groove and get the best results. And the interesting thing is, if we just even look at a picture of these records using just the distilled water or adding the surfactant to the tank, the difference in the cleaning results are quite significant. With the just distilled water, we notice there's a lot of that surface dust is still left on the surface of the record despite having gone through the machine. Take a look at this. And then take a look at this. A big improvement. In the first instance, the HumminGuru just seems to have moved the dust around. However, I still think there's room for improvement here. I can still see quite a lot, even just visibly from a picture, particles, stubborn particles on the record surface that are not removing themselves despite having been through the HumminGuru machine. And this is the thing I find, one of the shortcomings of the HumminGuru is that you will need to run multiple cycles in many cases with old, dirty records to get the same results as I can get with something like the degritter, for example, from a single cycle. So you've got a few choices here. You can either run it through the machine several times, or what I find is the most effective is if you take it away from the HumminGuru machine and give it a pre-clean by hand and then take it over to the HumminGuru to finish things off, then you get a very good result with this machine. So you need the surfactant, but you also need, I think, with this machine to give things a pre-clean when you're dealing with very dirty records to get the same result. This is what happened when I gave it a pre-clean and then took it back over to the HumminGuru. This is the result of what the record looked like after that. Big improvement once again, and this is under a very unforgiving LED light. Not bad for a record dating back to 1966. Just interrupting this video very briefly to say thank you ever so much for watching. Please do consider giving this video a thumbs up whilst you're here, and check the description of the video where you can support this channel further at no extra cost to you, where you can get money off tons of vinyl gear to feed your vinyl hobby, including record cleaning products, record storage products. There's a whole bunch of stuff down there that you get money off, no extra cost to you. I get a very small commission and it helps to support this channel, and I appreciate your support. Check it out in your own time, but now it's back to the video. So as I say, I think you can get very good results with the HumminGuru, but you definitely need some sort of surfactant, and I do recommend a pre-clean with those very dirty records before running it through the ultrasonic cleaning machine, the HumminGuru, for the best results. Interestingly, when they first started shipping out the machine after the Kickstarter campaign, they weren't recommending adding any surfactant to the tank whatsoever, and were just telling people to use distilled water. And then all of a sudden, recently, they have backtracked on this and started producing their own version of this, which appears to be, in my eyes at least, appears to be a very close copy to the GrooveWasher formula that existed before their one. So I recommend going for the GrooveWasher stuff. As you know, they are a partner and a sponsor of this channel, but it is what I use day to day in my record cleaning machines. It's very gentle, very effective, and you saw yourself in that video clip just how little you need to add to the tank just to break the surface tension of the water, because that's all we need to do here. The point of ultrasonic is not to, you know, scrub and rinse a record with loads of cleaning solution. The point is to reduce the surface tension of the water so that the cavitation process can actually do what it needs to do in the grooves of the records. Of course, there are people out there who say not to add any surfactant to anything and that they're bad for the records and we shouldn't use them at all. But you saw just how little I had to add to that tank just to break the surface tension of the water. It's barely anything, and there's no discernible residue left behind on the record. It's so insignificant what's added, I really don't worry about it. If you are worried about that kind of thing, you can add a secondary rinse step using distilled water. They don't say you have to do it, but if you want to do it, then by all means. I guess it just depends how much time you've got on your hands. So those are just some quick fire tips on how to get the most out of your HumminGuru machine if you own one, or if you're thinking of buying one as an affordable option in the future. I'd love to hear from you about what your process is. Do you use a surfactant? Do you use GrooveWasher? Have you tried the HumminGuru version? Do you use something else? Let me know down in the comment section. Do you have a cleaning ritual that's similar to this? Do you have something else that you would recommend? I'd love to hear what you suggest. Please let me know down in the comments below so that the vinyl community can benefit as a whole. But thank you ever so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board my vinyl journey with you guys. But until that next video, do keep spinning and enjoy the music.